4.4, solving systems with infinite or no solutions. I can solve a system of equations. We've talked about how to solve a solution by graphing, by substitution, and by elimination. In all of these situations, there is one solution. It's actually an x equals and a y equals, but that's going to be one single point. That's your answer. What happens when you have more than one solution or no solutions? Well, think about graphically what are all the different ways that we can arrange two lines on a graph. That would be like two separate equations. Maybe they intersect. They could either be perpendicular or they could just happen to intersect at any point, like this right there. They could be parallel, and in this case, there are no situations in which these two lines intersect, and so there are zero solutions. Or they could be an infinite number of solutions. If I have one line directly on top of another line, there are actually an infinite number of points where these two lines touch, and so there are an infinite number of solutions. What does this look like algebraically? Let's look at number 1. This is already set up nicely for elimination, so I'm going to go ahead and add straight down. My x's cancel to 0x. My y's also cancel to 0y, and that gives me 41. Well, 0 plus 0 doesn't equal 41 because 0 doesn't equal 41. This is never true, so there are no solutions. What about number 2? Let's try this one with substitution. So I see this y is all alone by itself, so I'm going to substitute everything here into the y. I'll rewrite it. 4x plus 2 equals 20. So when I solve this algebraically, I use distribution and substitution, and I get 4x minus 4x, which is the same as 0, so 16 equals 20. But again, that is never true, and so there are no solutions. Okay, the last situation we're going to look at here is infinite solutions. And let's try this one with elimination. Good way to practice that. I'm looking at my x's or my y's. I'm going to look at the x's. So I'm going to multiply something on the bottom equation in order to get an opposite of 4x. So let's multiply it by a positive 4, and I end up with this equation right here, negative 4x plus 8y equals 24. I'm going to recopy over the top equation and solve. Well, this is unusual. When I solve straight down, I get 0 x's and 0 y's equals 0. I still have a 0, but that doesn't automatically mean the answer is no solution. 0 equals 0 is always true. So in that case, there are an infinite number of situations in which there are solutions. I could have a solution where x is 1, or I could have a solution where x is 10. There's a lot of different ways to arrange it because it's basically one line on top of another line. All right, so there are systems of equations, possibilities of one solution, no solutions, and infinite solutions.